You are about to experience the best in professional audio, lighting, DJ gear, special effects, and video. We are AGIProDJ.com. And it's Winter NAMM.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Ty at AGI Pro DJ, NAMM 2024. We're hanging out here in the QSC booth, and I'm here with Jason. Jason, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
Fantastic.
How are you, man? Thank you.
I'm doing great. Day 2, feet are doing all right.
Yeah,
so we're doing okay. Jason is going to give us a walkthrough overview with a little bit, and we're going to deep dive a little nerdy stuff.
We'll dig in a little bit here.
Right on the L Class. So I'm going to bow out because I know not enough to be on this camera. Jason, take it away, man.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Sir.
All right. Well, this is L Class behind me. This is the new kind of state-of-the-art active line array product from QSC. We did launch it last year at the NAMM show, so we're in year 2 of our introduction of this product. And it's pretty fantastic. So let's move in here and I can show it to you. It consists of 4 products primarily. We've got 2 line array top boxes, the LA108, the LA112, and a companion subwoofer down here. This is the LS118, as well as a control and monitoring software that's going to allow you to get real-time feedback and telemetry from your system, like clipping, limiting, current draw, amplifier status, things like that, as well as apply an EQ curve, mute, and solo out boxes, and kind of generally control your system remotely from an iPad. So that is the 4th product in L Class. The technology and engineering that has gone into this have sort of driven it to be a very simplified line array product, making it accessible to just about any level of user, and we're pretty excited about that. So first thing I want to kind of talk about is the hardware. The rigging hardware on this thing is pretty ingenious. We call it rapid deploy, and it allows for one person to be able to set up or tear down an entire array very quickly all by themselves. You don't have to use any tools. There's no pins or lanyards or dog ears involved in this. It's a simple hook and strike system, so I can show you that right now. I'm going to take this box here. We can just pop it right on the top, hook the hooks in there. That's set. Now let the backrest down there. I can flip it around, and then I use the locks here just to lock that down, and it's set. It's not going anywhere. It's how easy it is to just add boxes to this line array. Now we do have a few adjustable splay angles, and it's just as easily to set your angles as well. We've got these paddles on the sides here. Press those in, and that's just going to lift right up into the next available angle position, just like that. And now I'm set. I'm done. So very easy, very simple, again, very safe as well. At no point are my fingers ever in this kind of pinch point here. They're always on the sides or on the rear. So it's a pretty clever system, and again, very easy to use.
The really cool thing is that if it is in a phone configuration, you can actually adjust more than one angle at a time simply by pressing in all of the desired paddles and then making your adjustment. Just like that. Super easy. And if I wanted to flatten that out, it's just like that. Back crack, that's what we call that move. Even my chiropractor's not that good.
Another cool technology in here is what we call Aware. Inside on the tops and the bottoms of every single box is an IR communication link. And that allows the loudspeakers to actually talk to each other once you apply power. So they kind of call out, and it's able to figure out how many loudspeakers are in the array at any given time. They also have internal accelerometers. So that information is communicated through the IR as well. So it's also able to tell what the individual splay angles are and which position each of the loudspeakers is in within the array. So it does that for a very specific reason. Tuning a line array can be an ominous task. It takes a lot of experience and a lot of math and things like that to be able to figure out how to tune a line array. Our engineers have actually pre-calculated all of that, and it's built into the array itself. So all you have to do is press a single button. I can apply power to this one here, and that power is on here. You'll notice the status bar here, when that turns on, is going to turn orange. We'll give it a second. But by applying the optimization, it automatically tunes the array to its specific configuration. So no matter how many boxes you're using and whatever the angles are set to, it's going to automatically determine that and then say, here, this is what you need. You press the button and it applies that preset automatically. So here we go. You can see this coming online. They're now turning yellow. And that's happening because I've added this box. So previously it was in a 2-box configuration and it was using that optimization. Since I've added this one, I've thrown it out of the optimization. So I need to re-optimize it. And all that is, again, it's one button. I'm gonna press and hold the encoder wheel. Could be on any one of the 3 boxes. And as soon as the first bar turns, you'll notice they all kind of sync up, and that's it. It is now 100% optimized and ready to use. It's that easy to set up and then tune. It's very quick. Another really nice thing about this is you can't really see it looking at the box, but the waveguide that was designed for this product specifically is what we call our leaf waveguide. And our engineers figured out a way to design it so that it has the optimized curved pathways and these extended flare sections, which allows all of the sound to remain perfectly in phase throughout the duration as it travels through that waveguide. So when it exits the waveguide, it's perfectly time aligned and in phase. And what this does is it gives you increased intelligibility and clarity in the high frequencies and the upper mids. It also gives you a lot more extension, so you're going to throw a lot farther than most typical line array waveguides would throw with this product, just because of the additional sensitivity that it's going to add to the drivers.
But the major advantage of Leaf is within its phase alignment. So here is a depiction of a typical waveguide that you're going to find in just about any line array product that's on the market. And the colors represent phase. So audio moves in waves, right? So you've got peaks and you've got valleys. So the colors represent the peaks and the valleys, with your red being a peak, the blue being a valley. And as you can see, as the energy, the audio energy enters the waveguide from the compression driver here, it travels through these pathways to the exit point. All of these pathways are different lengths, however, so as it moves down each pathway, by the time it gets to the end, it's misaligned. It's kind of all out of phase, and what that does is that decreases your performance, that decreases the clarity, and it reduces the sensitivity of the driver, so you're just losing out on all kinds of performance in general out of your loudspeaker with a typical waveguide. Our engineers at QSC came up with this concept that eventually became Leaf, and what it does is it uses these kind of more rounded, bendy areas here that terminate into these longer flare areas, and those two elements combined allow all of the phase to be perfectly aligned as it travels the entire way through the waveguide, so that when it reaches the exit, everything is perfectly phase aligned and time aligned. And what this does is it increases your throw, because you're getting higher driver sensitivity out of that, and it gives you much more clarity and intelligibility out of the high frequencies and the upper mids. This thing is so powerful, you could put it with any compression driver in any cabinet and you're going to get a noticeable increase in performance just by pairing this waveguide with it. You can't do that, however, because we do own 2 patents on this. So this is a QSC exclusive technology, but you can expect to hear this and see this in more products in the future, because it's a bit of a game changer for us. So that is the waveguide.
It's a really, really great sounding box due to that waveguide. It's got a lot of extension, a lot of throw out of a relatively narrow and compact box. Speaking of compact, obviously you can kind of check this out. These guys are relatively small. They're also very lightweight. You saw me pick this one up. This is a 30 pounds, so it's very easy to carry and cart around and set up. The larger one here, this is the LA112 that we got on our ground stack. This weighs 57 pounds, so heavier than the 108, obviously, but not terribly heavy. One person could lift this up, carry it around, and construct, a line array as they would need to. The other thing that's nice about this, as you can kind of see here, we do have the ability to ground stack. Anybody out there that might be familiar with our previous KLA active line array, that product was a fixed arcuate line array, which does not allow you to subwoofer stack it. So we're pretty excited that we now have the ability to do that with this. We've got the array frame here. So it is the same array frame that you do use to fly it in a flown configuration. So you're just going to take that piece of hardware, flip it upside down, and then there is an extra couple of pieces of hardware that you use to attach it onto the subwoofer, just using the M20 thread point that you would also use for a pole. So it's the same attachment point. You secure that on there. You put these kind of fin attachment pieces on that allows you to stack your first piece on here. You can kind of see that down here. And then you go. You can kind of just build your stack up from there. You can set your initial angle using this piece here. The great thing about this is not only can you subwoofer stack it, but when you're not using that, those additional pieces of hardware that attach onto the array frame actually can store inside the array frame. So when you're in transit, or if it's on a shelf in the warehouse, everything remains captive and you don't lose anything or leave it behind when you send it out to the gig. Over here is System Navigator. So I mentioned our control and monitoring software. This is an example of System Navigator, which is actually connected in real time to my subwoofer stack here. And this is, again, going to allow us to get real-time feedback on limiting or clipping, current draw amplifier status, things like that. I can also do things like mute or unmute the entire array, or even individual boxes. And so if I want to just select an individual box within the array and mute them individually, I have the ability to do that. I can also switch this over to a solo in place mode, which kind of inverts that functionality. And now when I select the loudspeaker, it is soloing it in that place. That's really great for troubleshooting. If you need to kind of isolate a certain box that might be behaving differently or having an issue, you can troubleshoot it really quickly that way. There's also things in here like an EQ. You can put an EQ curve on your stack globally. You can also come into this feature called AIM, which actually will allow you to do some acoustic modeling with your L Class. So if you want to figure out the best way to deploy an L Class line array within a specific performance space, you can design that here ahead of time, and you can kind of play with the positioning and the display angles and figure out the best way to set that up when you do get there. You can also kind of take advantage of the auto display feature within this. So if you can do everything manually and kind of tweak it on your own. If you don't have time, you can simply hit the auto display button and it will just figure it out and calculate it for you automatically. And that works just like this. Boom. See that? It just kind of aims it for you, displays everything out, says, this is what it is. And if you want to check what it's doing, you've got your frequency curve here. We're currently modeling 1K. You can kind of open that up. You can kind of see what your coverage is going to be. And then if you want to take it up to model different frequencies, you've got your frequency ranges there. So I can go up and select 8K, kind of see what that's going to look like. And so my coverage is looking pretty good. So it does work very well. So fully automated, makes the whole system really easy, again, for any level of user to be able to approach this, set it up, get it going, get it working, and get a really good, great sound fast and easy. Hey guys, so thank you very much for stopping by. This is the QSC demo room here at NAMM 2024. If you have any more questions, reach out to AGI DJ. My name is Jason. Thanks for checking it out.